Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. This week we got Alex, Jason, Randy, Evan, Corey, and Jaimen. We have 2 New England Team Challenge matches to talk about. Skylands had their monthly. We got a Winter Battle Royale update, 2 SkipAce Leagues to go over, Putting League, and New York Team Challenge to preview. Corey, because it is Dale Day, what would you like to start with?
Let's start with the last one.
The New York Team Challenge preview?
Sure.
All right. Did you know it was Dale Day?
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, 3-3. Yeah, do it for Dale, you know.
All right. This is probably the last thing I was going to talk about, but that's why, this is all random. All right. So New York Team Challenge picks. Next week is the last week for New York Team Challenge. There's 4 matches. Correct me if I'm wrong. I got Tower Power at Widowmakers, Beast of Burbine at Revolution, Wrenches at the Roses, the North at the Whips. Does that sound right?
No.
Tower of Power is going to Wilcox.
North is going to Whips.
J Park is going to the Roses.
Was I just not listening?
And Beast of Burbine at Revolution was the other one.
Sounds right to me.
That's right, too, yeah.
And that means Alex is the team that's not playing, right? Is that the only team not playing?
I am one of some number of teams that are not playing that may or may not be one.
Okay.
All that to say, I'm not playing.
No, that's cool. All right, so we'll go and do our picks. Just a reminder, the current standings, I got Jacob at 5-4-1, Evan at 8-7-1, Alex is at 14-7-1, Jason and Caitlin are at 14-5-1, Randy's at 16-5-1, Jaimen at 17-4-1, and Corey in the lead at 18-3-1. Then we'll go in reverse order. Let me write down everybody's names here. I was going to prep this as we were going, Corey. No.
If it's Dale Day, I'm sure not many people have played many racing video games, or especially NASCAR. But you know what the best thing about doing that, especially if you're playing against your friends? Going backwards in the track, hitting them head on.
Yep.
If you're not starting at first, you start at last, right?
Exactly.
Why don't we start with the Tower of Power at Widowmakers? Jacob picked the Widowmakers to beat Tower of Power. Alex, who you got?
I think it's got to be the Widowmakers. Tower of Power, I think, is still sitting at 1 win, and the Widowmakers are sitting at 1 loss, I think, in like 2 seasons. So, especially with the home match, I got to go with the Widowmakers.
All right. Evan, who I skipped inadvertently, who you got?
Well, to no one's surprise, I'm going to pick Tower of Power for the absolute upset of all upsets. It would take, a lot to happen there, but I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be my second time going to Wilcox. Just last weekend, as I told you guys, we played. It was super icy. I'm hoping it'll be a little bit nicer conditions, and just looking to go and play some golf, have some fun, eat some lunch, and who knows, maybe surprise the world.
All right. Caitlin also picked the Widowmakers. Who you got, Jason?
This is SPW Wilcox?
Yes.
Wilcox.
All right. Randy.
So I'm looking at the potential playoff scenario that we're going to be in. And I think if Tower Power beats Widowmakers, that will really throw a wrench in things, which is exciting. But I'm still going to go with Wilcox.
Jaimen.
I'm going to go with Wilcox only because Evan hasn't played the course enough.
That's fair.
Yeah. 2 practice rounds is probably not enough. And I don't know what layout it's going to be. I don't even know if Kevin asked.
If it makes you feel any better, neither does their captain.
That's what I've heard. Well, hopefully they do 18 reds followed by back 9 red and South Hatchet red, because that's what I practiced.
That's what we did.
All right. And Corey, who you got?
I know I have to be like the voice of the people who don't have the platform to speak up for themselves. And I think the people would say that this is going to be a blowout. I'm saying, I'm sorry, SPW is going to get skunked.
Harsh. But
That's my bold prediction. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just a vessel.
No, that's fine. What's the over-under on how many points we're going to get, Corey?
3.5.
Okay.
Ooh.
Which is
I gotta
still
take the
higher
over
than
on
0.
that.
But
I'll take the over on that.
Yeah.
Is that how many points that Evan's going to get, or their entire team?
I mean, Evan, if you win... No, actually, it'd be mathematically impossible for you to do that.
Yeah,
So-
he could only get 3
Oh,
points.
he can get 3. Yeah,
as
well,
one
yeah.
person.
That makes sense.
Penalty points.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
right.
then I get the penalty points, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Wilcox comes down with like food poisoning or something.
Like I said, it would take a lot for this to happen, but
I can also
understand.
guarantee you that the people... Every single person is rooting for you.
Yeah. I'd put the over-under at like 7 points or 6.5.
I might have been a little hasty, but I'm sticking to my gut.
All right. Sounds like I'm pulling a clip either way.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna either look like an asshole or stupid.
Well, I meant either your clip or Jason's clip.
Oh yeah, okay.
Anything else on Tower Power Widowmakers?
I do really hope that the course is like the conditions are good because that can get a little treacherous down there.
How's J Park right now?
Couldn't tell you. Been there in a while. I mean, judging by what it's like at my house, I mean, it's probably pretty good.
I was just thinking that's a good barometer because down here everything's like pretty much melted. Probably a little muddy today because it was a little warmer, but
yeah, I mean, there might be an inch or two of snow on the ground now. I'd imagine the tee pads are mostly clear, except for maybe a couple on the north side. But
there's still snow on the ground up there.
Yeah, barely.
All right. So our next matchup, we got the Beast of Burbine at the Revolution. Corey, who you got?
Beast of Burbine at Saratoga. Saratoga. Yeah, I got to go Saratoga on that one.
Who you got, Jaimen?
I'm going with Saratoga. Both teams like to party, and that suits the home team better.
Okay. In your opinion, Jaimen, which course is a better party, Burbine or Saratoga?
Saratoga because it has picnic tables.
All right. Randy, who you got? Beast of Burbine at Saratoga.
I'm going to go with Saratoga. The players on that team, they know all those shots by heart at this point. So got a lot of faith in them.
All right. Jason?
Going with Saratoga.
All right. Caitlin has the Revolution. Who you got, Alex?
I'm hearing a lot of Revolution calls, but I think I'm going to go Beast of Burbine on this one.
All right. We're running out of weeks, so you got to get some of them
Got
points
to be
back.
some score separation somewhere. Yep.
That's fair. Evan?
Yeah, Alex kind of stole my thunder. I was having the same thought, and also having played Burbine. It's possible. I'm going to take Burbine.
Well, they're at Saratoga.
Oh, no, I meant having played against the team.
Played against the team.
They have, their more recent additions. I think Saratoga is a really scoreable course. I mean, definite home field advantage, but I'll pick them because nobody else except Alex did.
All right. And Jacob picked the Revolution. All right. That brings us to the Wrenches at the Roses. Jacob has the Roses beating the Wrenches. Who you got, Evan?
I'll take CPS.
Alex?
At CPS, I think I got to go CPS.
All right. Caitlin picked the Wrenches, surprisingly. So, Jason, who you got?
CPS.
Randy?
All right. So I've been staring at the numbers for playoffs. I need CPS to just like murder the Wrenches for the playoff not to matter. So I'm going to go with that. That's what I want to happen.
The Roses?
I need them to beat J Park more than Wilcox beats Tower Power. So yes.
Wouldn't you just want a closer match with the Tower Power one?
Yeah, that would be great. Actually, yeah.
That would be great, but he's not banking on it.
Yeah. All right. Jaimen, who you got? Wrenches at Roses.
I'm going with the Roses.
All right. And Corey.
Yeah, kind of have a lot riding on this match, but I don't really care about the team challenge aspect as much as I care about my picks in this podcast for the team challenge. So I'm going Roses.
Oh,
wow.
But with that being said,
that
being
You
said,
have little faith.
I have all the faith. I'm going to get my points.
No. Better. You're throwing
he
the
knows
match.
he has to match Jaimen.
Right. If you don't get your points, it looks sus.
Yeah.
That does put a lot more pressure on him now that I think about it. Yeah.
If it was Central Park at J Park, I would definitely take us. But I think everyone knows how well Central Park plays dubs at their course. And I think singles will be pretty close score-wise, but I just think they've shown how strong they are as a doubles team at their course. So,
Hey, Pat, if you clip that and send it to Bryan, I bet the Whips can pick up Corey by the end of the week.
I mean, it's possible. I'm just saying, like I said, I'm a vessel. The people speak through me. And as we could already tell by the panel here, the people, even just the people here, all chose them syringes.
That's horseshit. If we match picks, then Corey wins.
Well, no, yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
Randy asked me earlier, I gave him some scouting info for the possible playoff, and he asked me if I thought it mattered. And now I think it mattered because that half point can sway things.
Oh, I forgot. Like that's, I've been looming this whole time in the final, standings for our picks.
I don't know if driving down to J Park is worth winning.
Winning the bragging rights.
I don't know. It might be.
All right. So our final matchup, we got the North at the Whips. Corey, who you got?
Oh my God, they're going to slaughter them. I feel bad for how the Whips are going to feel afterwards. They're going to be just lying there like a bloody pool. Actually, I lied. I'm going with the Whips.
Jaimen, who you got?
Wait, Jaimen, now that he's picked the Whips, do you want to throw our match?
I don't know if I can. I don't know. I'll see how many Whips I can carpool with and then just like drive the wrong way. No, guys, this is a shortcut. Trust me.
We're going to play the Ace Place.
Could have sworn it was at FDR. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the whips.
All right. Randy, who you got?
Going whips because I have to.
Obviously you want to win, but does it matter how much you guys win by as far as all that kind of stuff or no?
No, I think I've run the numbers enough. It really doesn't matter what we do as long as we win. And it really comes down to the point differential between Widowmakers and wrenches in this final match.
So when you say it comes down to it, what's at stake? Just like seeding?
Literally just seeding. As long as we win our match, or even if we lost our match by a little bit, our point diff is still enough. So like, as long as we do okay, we're going to finals.
Okay.
Like mathematically.
I can have a breakfast beer.
Yes.
All right. Who you got, Jason?
I predict it's going to be really muddy. Yeah. But I got to go whips.
All right. Although normally I would have already written it down before I asked you, but Corey's got me rethinking my copy and paste methods here now. I'm like, man, that blew my mind. So Caitlin has the whips. Alex, who you got?
Yeah, I gotta go the whips. I'm going straight chalk on that one.
Evan?
Whips.
And Jacob has the North Beats whips. I hope. Haha. All right. So we'll take a look at those. Caitlin might be on next week. There is a finals location though, right?
Yep. We're going to CTK like we did last year.
Okay. So is this the closest course for you, Jaimen? Like of all your team challenge matches?
This year, absolutely. Yeah, Saratoga and the North are closer, but we didn't have those ones.
Oh, ain't that a kick in the head? That's funny. I mean, not for you, but it's just,
I love driving to Minekill. It's a nice little, just so scenic.
Jason, we got 2 New England Team Challenge matches, Skylands Monthly, Winter Battle Royale update, 2 SkipAce Leagues, a putting league. What do you got?
Let's knock out the New England Team Challenge.
All right. Evan, which one do you want to hear? Since I think you're the only other person beside me that wasn't involved in either of them, I think.
I want to hear about Stonykillers first.
All right. Well, I was just going to say, was this captain's at Borderlands, am I correct? Or was it a neutral?
It was a neutral at Topo.
And Newton was at Stoneykill.
Correct.
Evan, with all that information, you're still good with Stoneykill?
Yeah, I'd like to hear about that first. Thanks.
Well, you're certainly welcome, sir. So, Alex, you're 3-2. You said if you win this one, you're pretty much in finals with 1 to go, right?
Yeah, so there's a couple of situations that can play out that are unlikely, but could theoretically throw a wrench in the works. But going into it, we're feeling pretty good that if we win it, we're going to be in good shape for finals. So we had a couple of decisions to make when it came to who we were playing, because we knew they were running pretty light. They told us 16-3. They actually ended up being 15-3.
And what's the minimum?
Minimum is 18, at least 2 ladies. So by the time they were there, it was the exact minimum.
Okay.
So we had a couple of decisions. We had to, ask a couple of people to sit the first round, and we'd have some people sit the second round as well. The penalty points are a little bit different for New England Team Challenge. If you have 15-3, you're fine. There's no issue there. But getting people matches for purposes of having 3 matches to play in finals is still important. So getting some names on the list there was still something we needed to think about. Other than that, we were feeling all right. So our captains, it's myself, Kat Bemis, and Billy Archer, who is a classic Stonykiller captain, been with the team forever. Billy was feeling a little under the weather, so we ended up being just Kat and I. Wouldn't say we're the, complete novices at this, but definitely a little less experienced. The training rules wore off just a little bit. So yeah, we had a lot of different decisions to make there, but overall, nothing too crazy.
Randy, what is this frog holding in this whiteboard?
They're Fig Newtons.
Okay.
But AI does not know what a Fig Newton is.
I was wondering.
I had to type in like square cookie, square pastry, and like try like 50 times to get something that remotely looked like a Fig Newton. Because if you type in Fig Newton, it generates like the fruit figs and just disregards the word Newton entirely because it's like a trademark or something.
Does AI know how many hands a frog has?
I just noticed that.
I liked this one the most because of the spare hand. Because like if you're going to eat some Fig Newtons, wouldn't you want 3 hands?
Can't argue with that.
I like the fact that, and I don't know if I noticed on the last one, but it definitely has the neck thing that Kermit has.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is made out of. Like that's a muscular.
Yeah, it's like a flesh
Yeah.
collar.
I feel like it's got the Muppet eyes pretty well too.
Yeah, the eyes are terrifying if you zoom in on the original file. I don't know how to describe the absence of like a soul in those eyes.
I don't understand how AI can do such crazy things, even just like have this line of trees or a frog that's freaking jacked in it, but it can't get the simple number of ligaments correct.
Ligaments?
Appendages, whatever you want to call them. Like, okay, I get maybe sometimes putting 4 instead of 5 fingers, but come on, 2 arms instead of 6? I think it would be that hard.
There's certain things that you don't really think to program into an AI. I don't know. I'm just making up shit.
So are they.
What's that?
I said, so are they.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. So how did matchups go, Alex?
Matchups went pretty smoothly. We had some insider information that one of their best players was not going to be there, which is technically not even really insider information. They straight up told us that he wasn't going to be there, and they didn't technically need to, so that was appreciated. But we're at home, and we're feeling pretty good. We can sit a handful of our bottom of the board to make things a little bit easier for that too. So really there wasn't a ton that we were too concerned about going into matchups, and as things went down, there really wasn't anything too unexpected that happened.
You got put out, or were you a response?
I was thrown out, as a first, and they responded with Keith Barabo or something like that.
How'd that go?
Not great. I started off very poorly. Actually, technically not true. I took the first hole, hole 10, with, a pretty calm par, nothing too fancy, and then went bogey on 11 and 12 to go down by a point, and basically just stuck at down by 1 for the rest of the match. I got a couple back here and there, and he got one or two back. It was pretty much just that first set of 2 bogeys really had him in control for most of the match, which was a little bit frustrating, but that's how it goes sometimes. There isn't really even a story to tell. Like even as we were getting down there, hole 8 was our last hole. If I could have made a putt from around a big tree, then I could have pushed to our last hole, hole 9. But it was always going to be a rough putt no matter what. So it happens.
Hole 8, if I'm remembering it correctly, that's what that hole is about. It's how you get to the basket, because you can be close, and like you said, there's trees and such.
Yeah, I think you got that right. It's that one big tree to the left of the basket where if you fade out too much, then you got to deal with that with your putt. But I was playing with Joe Jelly, and he was cruising pretty much the whole way. Nothing too crazy there.
So you guys split, basically.
Yeah, split the card, which is how you expect it to go.
And Randy was a response? I'm just going based on alternating.
Yes, he would have been a response then.
Were you using your sheet there?
Yeah. I think it was definitely favored for Randy. That's why we threw him. But, anything can happen. 2.7 we had you, Randy. We expected you to win by a little over 2.
How'd that go, Randy?
It was a good time. I had JP on my card, so the banter was, at another level the whole round. We started off, we didn't push a hole for like 7 or 8 holes. So it was like roller coaster of like, this is fine. And then, he'd get it back again and be like, all right, we're still tied. I didn't pass a lot of judgment on myself for basically the first 9 holes. It was, I think I had like a band hit on a short putt pretty early, which set me back. We started on hole 9. So then on 18, I had like an actual spit out, which doesn't really happen to me because I don't putt super hard, but I had a real one, which felt, I don't know how to feel actually about it. But it was one of those low centered good putts, and it just like blew straight back out. It was wild. So I think he was up on me after 9 holes. And then getting to the front 9, I kind of feel like I lose an advantage on the front 9 just because the holes are shorter. I feel like normally I should be taking a lead from playing the back 9 first. And just playing against this guy, I knew I could throw further than him. So getting to the front 9, I was not super confident about like beating him at that point. And then I remembered how to play hole 1, and I threw a backhand envy shot on hole 1 for the tunnel and just absolutely piped it, hit like the same spot that Dylan Reese hit with his thumber, and skipped up and hit the cage instead of acing it, unfortunately. But that would have been sick. But that kind of got me rolling. I was able to take a tap and birdie on that. Played the front 9 pretty routinely. Managed to, I think, just get a lead with 1 hole left. So hole 7, I parked hole 7. Then we went into 8, me just being up 1. So dormy in that situation. And yeah, hole 8, you guys were talking about it, that big tree. My tee shot looked okay, and it ends up fading right behind that big tree. And I'm left with like a leaning straddle 15 footer, and I actually managed to make it and take the match. It was a good time. With 2 holes left, JP was, I think, up 2, and his opponent said something like, "Oh, it's over," when JP had a 15 footer leaning around a tree, and JP's like, "I've missed shorter putts," or something like that. And then he goes and misses that one and then plays the final hole and does almost the same exact thing with, 15 footer around a tree and misses it. So JP's unfortunately pushed after I think he was leading by 1 or 2 for the whole match.
With the 4 matches combined, you guys are up 1.5. How did round 1 go overall?
One thing we did notice about matchups was, the initial burst of pairings were pretty close to even in how you'd expect things to go. But then as we got to that bottom half, we had most of our top half of the board left, and they had basically their bottom half of the board left. So we weren't super efficient about things, but that does mean we end up getting a bunch of calm wins, I'd say. Things that you're not really stressing about. Chad, Alden, Tyler, like all those names were pretty solidly expected.
Mindy.
Yeah. The ladies were a strong matchup. Like all of our ladies were in good position to take points.
Are they the last 3? Is it Alexis also?
Yep. We picked up Alexis White because Carly Calzada had hurt her ankle, so we wanted to give her a chance to rest. And she had some scheduling issue that she wasn't going to be there in the morning anyway. So we picked up Alexis for that.
So yeah, they all 4-3, 5-4, 4-3. Randy, question I had for you. Everybody here knows Alex loves to start on hole 10. Do you have a preferred starting hole at Stoneykill?
Yeah, and it's dumb. I actually like starting on hole 15, not because of the walk, but because I don't plan on birdieing it, but I also don't plan on bogeying it. It's just one of those holes where it's like a warm-up hole for me.
Sure. Yeah.
So I can chuck a shot down there. I can scramble if I have to, or I can make a putt if I have to, whatever the scenario is. It's one of those holes for me that no matter how warmed up I am, I don't really plan on birdieing it. So I'm like, put me out there and, give me a warm-up hole, basically.
So all you got to do is screw up against Alex and disc or no disc. And
I get the hole I want.
Yeah. You get exactly what you
in
want.
fair weather, that's a nice walk. But
yeah. Speaking of the weather in the morning was gorgeous. It was like 45, 50.
Oh my God.
Reasonably sunny, not really windy. It was a really nice day for Team Challenge at first.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday were very different days as far as the temperature, at least. All right, so it looks like you guys had 12.5 to 5.5 after round 1. No need to really go into the spread. You still have the pavilion. The pavilion doesn't have power yet. Am I correct?
Yeah, Pavilion didn't have power, and due to the weather conditions, the entire area around the practice basket was basically pure ice.
Ooh.
So we pretty much didn't use the pavilion at all.
Okay. So you usually go out into the front of the, what is that, like a government building?
Yeah, it's the town hall building for Chatham. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So we had everything set up there.
All right. Up 7 with 3, 6, 9 matches. So you basically got to win 3, right?
Yep, exactly. I've got to get 6 points.
Obviously you want to win, but is there any thought as far as percentage? Does that go into your thinking as far as matchups or no?
So with a win here, the situations that would make things an issue would involve tiebreakers, but we figured they were just so unlikely that we weren't going to stress about it. So we were just looking to make sure we got our 3 wins and doubles, and anything else is gravy.
Yeah, I was going to say, because of the forfeit that we had to take, which kind of screwed up our point diff, point diff kind of went out the window a little bit, and the head-to-head wins mattered more at this point in the season.
All right. Which one of you guys came out first? Looks like
Randy did.
Am I looking at? I don't see.
Yeah, I sat round 2.
Okay, well, that makes sense. So who'd you play with, Randy?
Got to play with Tyler Calzada, which was a pleasure as always. I played against Tim and Corey. Tim being a guy I've known for kind of a long time, just as like a competitor, and then actually ended up carpooling with him at Amateur Worlds when I went down to Florida. There was just like a Massachusetts squad that I kind of linked up with to do some practice rounds with. So I knew Tim pretty well. I knew he was a good player. Going into the match, I was, ready for a really competitive match. I think after about 9 holes, we'd started to get a little bit of a lead. We went on like a crazy par streak. We started on hole 9, which is not the easiest starting hole. So we took like a par on hole 9. They got a birdie. And then I think we didn't tie it up until hole 15, which we just parred and they bogeyed. So we went about 6 holes of just kind of parring. We were able to get 16 and then I switched up my play on 18, which I haven't done in a few years. I went back to the forehand now that there's some trees down, which have been down for like a whole year. But I decided to go Firebird forehand after seeing, I think JP maybe nailed it. I'm not sure. But went for that. Absolutely put it right in the landing zone. Took a really easy birdie on 18. So we were just up 1 with, 8 holes to play. And then me and Tyler just went on a run. I think we birdied 6 or 7 of the next holes. And Tim and Corey just weren't able to keep up. Tim was like a little defeated being the captain. I think he kind of knew how the whole day was going. I think by the time we got to hole 5, it was just ace runs only for him because that was the only win he was going to get was if he got an ace. Unfortunately, he didn't get any, but we kind of just steamrolled after that point and beat them by about 5 strokes. Yeah.
Did you ask this Corey fellow, does he know either Corey Buns or Corey Me Up Cook from last year's SkipAce?
I did not ask what his internet persona was, no.
Okay, just checking.
Corey M could be Corey Me Up Cook,
Yeah,
though.
Corey Me
You're
Up
right.
Cook. Yeah.
I just appreciate that he spells his name correctly. With a Z and an E.
What other spellings are you familiar with, Corey?
Oh, you got your CORYs, your CORIs, your KOREYs or KORYs. Those ones disgust me, though.
All right.
I'm sure there's more. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a QOUREI out there.
Is Corey short for anything?
It could be
Like
if your name is
Cornelius?
Serena or something, or Cornelius. That might be weird, but
Well, yeah. It's better than Corny.
yeah. Well, you're right. I've definitely never been called Corny Corey before.
No?
I don't
That's
think
funny.
so. Maybe once.
I've never been compared to a Saturday Night Live character either.
Oh, is that one?
You guys are too young.
I know
Evan?
what you're talking about.
Too
It's
young
Pat.
because no one watches that shitty show anymore.
Oh my God.
It's so cringy. I can't watch it. I try sometimes, but
That goes back to my era.
Mm.
yeah, if there was nothing else on TV and all I had to watch was Saturday Night Live, it'd probably be the greatest show ever because it's the only show ever.
It looks like there's an adjustment on the scoreboard here. What's up with that?
All right. So, in order to explain that, we got to back up a little bit. Like I said, we had some people sitting in round 1. So, we wanted to cycle those people out and get some new people sitting for round 2. And I volunteered to be one of those people sitting. What that meant was I had a lot of time to kill in between people going out and people coming back and scores getting on the board. I got a couple of things done. Well, first up, right after people started walking off to their holes, the temperature dropped about 20 degrees and it started snowing. So I spent a good chunk of time trying to wrangle the spread and make sure everything's, covered up that needs to be covered up. Nothing's going to go flying away, that sort of thing. But then I had a lot of time where I was just kind of sitting in the car and took a little bit of a nap for, hour or so, because why not?
I was going to say it's probably tougher for a captain. Like if it was me, if I was on your team and you're like, hey, Keenan, you're sitting round 2, I'd probably just go home, right?
Yeah, well, I also was sharing the ride with my mom too, so she was out there. I couldn't just leave without her.
That's a good point. Yeah. So you got like multiple reasons to hang out.
Yeah. So as the scores start to come in, I was used to the warm car. So I get out of the car and start putting down the numbers for wins and losses and everything. And as soon as that third win came in, I kind of stopped paying attention. I kept putting in the numbers as I heard them. And then, just kind of went down the line and put in the things at the bottom and just completely failed to add 5 2s together and tried to add 5 2s to 8, which it's just not.
Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not. It's not. Alex.
Yeah, no, it's surprisingly 10.
Yeah.
As I was surprised to find. But it took us a while to figure that out.
What about the Fig Newton score?
So I counted down ours. I counted 5 2s to 8, and then it was like, well, there's 18 points available, so they have to have 10. And then
Oh, there you
and
go.
then did it that way. But yeah, so it was snowing a lot, and I was cold, and I was groggy from napping, and didn't want to be there anymore, and was just quick mathing and failed arithmetic.
That's fair. Now that's Newton, Massachusetts.
It's
assume.
actually Newton Hill is in Worcester.
No.
I actually don't know where Newton is, but it's unrelated.
Okay.
Newton Hill is very close to Maple Hill.
Yep.
Where is that again, Randy?
It's right in the middle of Worcester. It's actually behind the town school property.
Isn't that like Worcester or something?
No, it's,
Worcester.
there's like 5 letters in it. It's Worcester.
Yeah, Worcester.
Worcester.
Worcester with Cheshire sauce.
Exactly.
All right. So this is just a corrected board. So You guys beat them 10-8 in the doubles round for a total of 22.5 to 13.5, which put you guys at 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
So this looks pretty updated. I got Chainsbury and Devons at 1-5, Wedge at 1-4, the Crane Toads at 3-3, Newton Hill at 3-3, you guys at 4-2, Oak Ridge at 5-1, and the Diamonds at 5-0. Does that sound right?
Yep, sounds about right. 3 of the 4 March matches were this weekend, and the last one is going to be next weekend, which is Maple Hill versus Wedge. So, yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. Ooh, Wedge is 1-4, which is better than the other two at 1-5, but Chainsbury has a better points percentage, and they got Maple Hill, who's 5-0, so that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. I had went through the math at one point, and I believe Wedge plays Chainsbury.
It's Devons. Yeah, if they can beat Devons, I think they can avoid relegation.
The 22nd at Nichols Field. All right. And you guys said you got really hurt with the points percentage, but there's 2 3-3 teams. Newton Hill, you have a better points percentage, and you just beat them. Does that count first or no? Does head-to-head?
I believe it's points percentage first.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure.
You're up by 0.02 on them, but then you're up almost 3 on the Crane Toads. So, like you said earlier, you're in good shape. What's your next match?
Our next match, we have the Crane Toads as a neutral on the 22nd at 5:01, which is the same place that finals is going to be. So it'll be a nice warm-up.
Was that the thought process when making the neutral?
Yep.
Where's Crane located normally?
I don't know.
Crane Hill. It's in like Springfield.
So it's closer for them is basically was where I was going with that.
Yeah, probably.
And really, I'm curious to see what the hell Randy's going to come up with for the whiteboard, because the Toads with Kermit, what are you going to do?
Oh no, that's going to be it's going to be grotesque. Let's be honest.
It's going to be a Kermit Toad hybrid or something.
Something out of a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
All right. Looking good for finals.
Yeah, unless we do something really stupid against the Toads, I think we're going to be okay.
All right. So our other New England Team Challenge match, we had the Disc Captains versus Borderlands. Where was this again?
And this was at top of the hill.
All right. How'd that go?
Not like I wanted it to. This is a match that I felt very strong going into, and we just didn't get it done. I don't really have any concrete answers as to why, but we just didn't play the way that we needed to get the win, so we didn't. This is a very, very disappointing day for me. But Borderlands, a team that came out of the B pool, they're having a very tough season, but there's a lot of real players on there. Throughout the day, I found out that one of their guys who's kind of in the middle is, I don't remember the exact accolade they used, but he's like a United States Ultimate Champion of some level. His name's Jake Taylor. They've got a lot of players that are understated ratings wise, but have a lot more frisbee acumen than you can tell from a PDJ profile. So they got up in singles and then just kind of held on for doubles.
That was Tom Berenger's character's name in Major League. I'm like, Jake Taylor. He was the catcher in Major League. So how did your match go?
My singles match was great. Once a New York team challenge started, I developed a couple of goals. One of them was I wanted to win a match without ever giving up a point. And I can't remember a time where that's happened. I feel like every match I've ever played, I've given up at least 1 point. And I finally didn't give up a point. I think I won 7 and 5. I didn't do anything super crazy. I made, the putts that I needed to make, but I was just clean and down the middle. And the guy I was playing was struggling. So I had a very easy singles round. With a super good card, I was able to play with Chris Collette, who's a good friend of mine, playing with him for 8 or 9 years now. So it's really nice to catch up with him. It was last night to watch him beat Justin Mucelli, but them's the breaks.
I thought your goal for the year was to try to get there on time, Jaimen.
Oh, we got there on time. This is when New York Team Challenge started, I was like, all right, these are 2 things I want to do there at some point. Now it's just getting places on time. We did get there on time, which is good because it was a 3-hour drive.
Were you there Friday?
Nope.
So you went first thing in the morning?
Yep. Woke up at 4:30 and got there at 8.
Oh my. What about you, Jason? Did you play this week?
Yep, I played. Well, I attempted to play. Yeah, I've been kind of struggling with some yips on the tee, some form stuff. Super frustrating and embarrassing trying to get through it, but didn't lend well round 1.
Had you played this course before?
I played it 10 years ago.
Okay.
For NIFA finals. So I remember it a little bit, but honestly, it wasn't very helpful because I played it in the summertime and the layout was a little bit different. But didn't play well round 1. Round 2, Corey and I were partners. and kind of continued my struggle on the tee. So we took a lot of, actually probably most of Corey's drives. And I thought we did well overall. Like my putting was still on, so I was hitting a lot of putts. But yeah, it was kind of a bird your die course, and our opponent shot 16 down. So I mean, it was tough to beat them.
So Corey, you weren't skiing this weekend or snowboarding or whatever did you do on the snow?
Didn't go snowboarding. I did drive out. So I had played this course back in like 2018 or 2019. Chris Dahl and myself had gone out there to play the Hollows Fall Classic. And that was like a 3-day thing. So in between our rounds, we checked out a couple other courses, Topo being one of them. Apparently, I don't remember shit from that other than the fact that I remember pulling a tick off my stomach, like when we got to the first tee pad. And the only holes that even looked familiar was like hole 18 and one of the holes, I don't know what the actual number is, but in this winter layout, it's broken up into 2 holes. It's typically a par 5. Anyways, got there Friday and practiced the course with Kyle Hirsch and Mucelli. Ton of snow up there, but I thought that getting out and playing, we ended up playing 2 rounds, was pretty good to like figure out the course or at least have a game plan. Took it pretty easy Friday night, and then Saturday come matchups. I get put on a 6-some, myself, Kyle Hirsch, and Troy Vasari. It was funny. Basically, their guy, Josh, was playing our arguably best player, although it'd probably go between Jaimen and Kyle, but their guy was playing Kyle. Our guy, Troy Vasari, was playing their top guy, or one of their top guys, Sam Henderson, right? Is that who that was?
Yep.
So you kind of knew both those matches were going to be blowouts, and it came down to I was playing local RPI attendee, but I guess lives out in Massachusetts, maybe, Jake Vandelin. So we kind of joked that like our match was the one that mattered to really decide the card. Like Jason said, it's kind of like a bird or die course, and none of the holes are too long, so I was able to kind of build a pretty early lead against Jake. He had some struggles on the putting green, which kind of gave me a few holes, and then he wasn't really able to like claw back afterwards. So I beat him 4-3. We got back and we were one of the first cards back, and it was already like not looking great for us. Actually, no, maybe we were tied at that point. So I was kind of hoping that we were going to be up quite a few points after singles. But yeah, like Jason said, me and him played doubles together, and it's always a fun time playing with Jason. I think this is our 3rd time playing as partners, and up until this point, we hadn't lost. Yeah, we played against Jake Vandelin again, but this time he also had Aiden Glennon, which is also like a kind of local discap player, goes to RPI, but also has, it's like from that Massachusetts area.
Well, Jason mentioned they were 16 down. You guys shot 12 down, right?
We felt like we were playing worse than we really were. I mean, Jason was struggling a bit, but he was just draining like every putt from like inside 40 feet. I mean, maybe if it was just me, maybe I would have made half of them. So where I was kind of making up on the drives and getting us to at least circle 2, Jason was almost guaranteed to drain a putt. So overall, our score was pretty good. I don't know if we had like 3rd highest score or whatever on our team, but yeah, when the team you're playing against is literally getting every single hole, kind of makes it for a tough day. So
yeah, I mean, we birdied 2 out of 3 holes every time. So
yeah,
it felt good, but it just wasn't good enough.
So you guys were down 2 points after the first round, 11.5 to 9.5. When it's a neutral, how does the spread work? Or do you guys just go to like find a local Stewart's or whatever the Massachusetts equivalent is? How's that work?
Yeah, you just bring your own.
What'd you bring, Jaimen?
I brought a sandwich and some strawberries.
Shout out to Josh Wynn. He stayed in the hotel with me, so as a favor, he ordered lunch in the middle of round 1 and had delivered for a couple of us, which was great because like I came back and I had a nice sandwich to eat. So thanks to Josh.
He played though, right?
Yeah, he did it while we were playing. He like messaged me. He's like, "Hey, what kind of sandwich you want?" So I think he got it from like was that Mike's Subs or whatever?
Oh,
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's, yeah. It's
Wait,
like 5 minutes
you
away.
guys called and had stuff delivered when everybody else was driving down there to pick it up, and apparently there's like a big line down there.
I guess
That's
yeah.
kind of funny.
You know what though, Corey? If you're winning your match 6-5, you can call ahead early if you want.
You know, it's a pro move. I mean, everyone else
Yeah.
is like an idiot compared to you guys.
So let's take that knowledge into finals and order our food round 1. But yeah, thanks, Josh.
So, Jaimen, what about your Dubs match? Who'd you play with?
I took a page out of Randy's book and put myself with Peter Hodge, which was a lot of fun. Peter kind of had some struggles on the putting green in the first round, and being the competitor that he is, he spent lunch practice putting, just sinking putts the entire time and getting back on the horse, and it worked. We cruised the second round. One of the other goals that I had in Team Challenge was to have a doubles match where we never lost the box, and we missed it by 2 holes. They finally took a stroke on us on our third to last hole, but I think we shot 16 down, which is great, but the course par is kind of soft. We had like an eagle on a 390-foot hole, that kind of thing. But it was just smooth. We weren't worried about anything really the entire time. Peter is seriously a weapon on a course like that because he's left-handed, and a lot of those shots work a lot easier if you're left-handed.
One of the afterthoughts I had about that course was if you have a manageable backhand, but then also have like a 300-foot, 325-ish power forehand and are good with it, you can obliterate that course. Just because like some of the holes are like, they'd be tough turnover backhand shots or flip-ups, but if you could just lace like a 300-foot powered forehand, it's like overly simplifies at least a quarter of the course.
So you guys shot the same as the guys that beat Jasan and Corey, but it looks like Kyle and Adam had the hot round of the day for both teams at a 42.
Yeah, there were a couple holes behind us, so they'd pop up next to us, and it's important to know that this was all Adam's fault. Kyle didn't do anything.
All right.
No.
Adam who?
Adam Nelson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He got 2 solo eagles. I think he got 17 and 18 back to back, which is just fucking rude if you're playing against him. 17's the one that Peter and I eagled. It's 390, kind of downhill. Definitely a 2 look if you just hit your drive the way you want to. And then on 18, he just straight up threw it in. But he really wanted everybody to know that Kyle was no help in that.
I believe it.
I'm sure Kyle still got 10 of the other birdies, but no eagles. So that's that.
That's all that matters, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So they had you by 2 in the first round. It was 14-7 in dubs. So they ended up winning 25.5 to 16.5. What's that mean in the grand scheme, Jaimen?
It means that unless we can get a road win at Bellamy, which is, doable, the situation's pretty much out of our hands. We've really made our life about as hard as we can, I think. The C pool has saved all of its neutral matches until March. We were the first neutral match of the season in our pool. So there's 3 more March matches because that wasn't our March match, and 3 neutral matches. So there's 6 matches left of the year. And I've been kind of looking and trying to play through scenarios, but I always get kind of tied up in knots. It's hard to keep track of everything, but I know Jason did a little bit more of a numeric breakdown of it, and anything can happen right now. There's always a small chance that we can be relegated still because of how flat the league is.
To that point, I got Borderlands and Daisy at 2 and 4, Bellamy, Rhode Island, and Queen City at 2 and 3. You guys at 3 and 3, Devil's Grove at 4 and 1, and Tank at 5 and 4.
Yeah, so there's a chance that there could only be 2 winning teams in the pool, and then there's also a chance that the other 6 teams are between 3 and 4 and 2 and 5. So it's there's a whole lot of things that can happen. I know we won't be 2 and 5. Obviously, we already have 3 wins, so I think the 8th spot is completely out of the question, but I thought that we were going to have a much easier time winning that match, so I don't really want to do too many more predictions because I'm pretty shit at it from the sounds of it.
So you can be anywhere from relegated to moving up at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least in theory.
Yeah, in theory, absolutely.
Both your guys' next match is the 22nd. That's for C and D, right?
Sounds right.
And where we going, Jaimen?
Bellamy.
Right back to New Hampshire.
Yep, right back to New Hampshire. And then if it goes well enough, we get to do it again.
Yeah.
That's why we chose Topo. It is where our finals is.
Which kind of blows my mind, not going to lie.
Yeah, not if you look at the makeup of the pool.
Well, I just meant, is there, space for all those people and everything else?
Oh, I mean, they do tournaments there and stuff. I've played NIFA finals there. The course itself?
Just parking lot area.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we played it with a little bit of snow, so I don't know exactly what's going on. I know Marty's got that giant hayfield out back, too, if the weather's a little bit nicer.
Yeah, I think when I played the NIFA finals there, he, where his horses are, that whole field turns into parking, and then he lets, camping and everything else happen in that field, too.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, it is an interesting pick for finals. I think it increases the chances of Tank losing a match. They seem pretty unbeatable, but when you have, the worst team in the rankings getting 16 down and stuff like that. It really adds some randomness to the score. So it'll be whoever's on that day. They say failure is the best teacher. The fact that like we struggled on that course this past weekend, I think that's going to, hopefully if we make it to finals, we'll have a lot to learn from. So I know I personally have a much better appreciation for the course and how to attack it if we get back there.
Anything else on New England Team Challenge on either match? All right. So we got 2 SkipAce Leagues. Nothing's official yet, so it's hard to do anything official, but we'll start with the Elimination League. So it was me, Corey, Tim, Evan, Jason, Jaimen, Alex, Randy, Mikey, Botlez, and Kristen McDonald did a draft for SkipAce Elimination League, which means whoever does the worst in that event gets eliminated. We talked about it a little bit earlier tonight. Who's the guy who runs SkipAce, Jason?
Johnny V.
I think it's great that they've done a bunch of new stuff this year. It does seem like there's some growing pains. As of right now, based on the scores, which I don't know if they're not official, but it looks like if somebody's getting eliminated, it looks like Kristen would be eliminated, but
she gone.
Well, but Alex doesn't have a roster right now. And both Jaimen and Randy tried to pick up his players, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen tomorrow. As of right now, it shows Kristen with the lowest point total. Does she have a team? How did we look that up?
What do you mean by it doesn't have a team?
Alex?
I don't have a team.
So Alex's roster has disappeared. If you go to the league scores, it orders them all. You can click on Alex's name and it shows you who he had and how many points they got.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you go to like the roster side of it, he's got no team and everybody else does. It's very strange.
Roster.
And I have put in claims on his top players.
And Randy sniped
Fucking
who?
rude.
Isaac? Yeah.
Oh, and Paul. Paul did work, so.
Paul got me the most points this week.
Wait, what do you mean by you snipe? Like you made multiple waiver picks and instantly got them?
No, nothing has moved yet, but I
Oh.
at least hit the buttons. We'll see.
It also says I can't claim anyone off waivers right now.
Damn, Alex, you got nixed.
I don't think anybody can on that, Alex.
Well, if I hit claim, it doesn't even like go to like a waiver screen. It says something like you need to put in the draft ID or something like that.
I haven't tried.
Alex is in timeout for some unknown reason.
Yeah, apparently.
Where are you guys seeing this?
Under league
On
or
the
rosters.
league rosters, yep.
Okay.
I'm just bouncing between Alex and Kristen's team. Knowing the scoring is crazy and you can't just like look up positions. I mean, anyone that watched the event, does anyone think that Bradley Williams, Matteo, Missy Gannon, Casey White, and Raven Cline outplayed freaking Paul Macbeth, Isaac Robinson, Marweed, Holly Finley?
I don't think so.
No, I think the results are right. There's a different screen where you can see the live scoring page.
Yeah, under the league, there's live scoring. So
Yeah.
theoretically,
Yeah, I just sent
it should be
that.
That's where I've
updated.
been looking. Yeah, it was live scoring.
I mean, it shows Holly is negative, but still, he had 585 points.
And if you look at the waiver order, it shows Kristen as waiver order 10, which wouldn't even make sense. If she had the worst
No.
record, wouldn't she have the one waiver order?
Yeah. Well, that's how we thought about it, but it also says you have waiver order 1 with the highest score from last week, which we haven't even mentioned yet, right? We haven't even mentioned how Pat was like trying to throw his season away at week 1 and he's coming out swinging.
Yeah, you were having computer problems earlier, Corey, but what I realized is that doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how many points I got this week, because if I drop a turkey next event, it's event by event. The total points don't really matter.
You made a statement, though.
Oh, no, absolutely I did.
A statement.
By surviving week 1, I made a statement, but Ezra Robinson won, right?
Yeah.
And Sarah Holcomb only got -2 points. So
And this is where you put in the clip of Mikey saying he wouldn't pick Ezra because he's on a new bag.
I'm not taking anybody that's learning their new bag the first year. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing
That's
it.
fair. That's fair.
Oh, man. Yeah, all of those. I feel like everyone that picked new bags crushed it.
the next event is the Waco, which is not until the 14th. So this is something that we can talk about next week, because by then everything should be resolved. But again, I think it's just growing pains for this, which I don't want to criticize the guy, because I love the fact that he's trying to do a bunch of shit. So
Yeah, I think he definitely bit off a lot this season with all the changes. But he did say like the Skilletine style thing was kind of beta testing still.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So if he's got a couple weeks to get it straight, I'm sure we're not the only ones that have issues.
Yeah.
But I mean, the points thing on the other leagues, or all the leagues, is, I don't know, it's complicated. I really haven't had the time to dive into what players are more advantageous or what kind of play styles are better than others, but it seems like overall, like, to make sense. Like, people that are doing better are still at the top. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Looking at some of the bonuses is kind of crazy. Like, as simple as like having a bogey-free round, but then also like some of the other ones that you don't particularly know how you actually get those points. I would say, I don't know if everyone in here is aware, I'm sure, but there's the Fantasy Disc Golf Facebook group.
I jumped on that this weekend.
Yeah, JVD is an admin on it. That's kind of where like everyone's kind of posting their issues or just talking about basically the SkipAce platform.
You get 10 points if the round's better than their rating. That's interesting too.
But then like what's a rare birdie bonus? What does that mean?
I assume it's like a factor of how many people have birdied it that weekend.
Or like what's the cutoff? You don't know.
Like
Oh.
5% or something.
Probably percentage.
Yeah.
What I thought was interesting, so correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, we started this in 2022 with the podcast.
Yep.
The year Brian Bickersmith won, we had 32 participants. In 2023, when Mike Schwartz won, we had 36. Last year, when your mechanic, Harry Lehman, won, we had 50. This year, it's week one, we got 108.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's some alternate accounts or something going on there, but
There's more than 108, or was it 108?
What I'm looking at right now is 108 with Mikey Botlez in 108.
Oh no.
Yeah, the thing that like surprised me, I went searching around on the website for a little bit to see if I could find like just like a list of leagues, and I don't think this league is public.
It's not.
Yeah.
We had that code for it, which that's like everybody who listens probably, you know what I mean? Or at least a very high percentage of them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like it was just like Brian's mashed potatoes video just slipped into the algorithm at the right time. It's like purposeful 108 people showing up to it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm still skeptical.
Dude, I'm always skeptical. I'm skeptical when I wake up in the morning and I see 50 people already downloaded an episode. So I'm skeptical about everything. Not skeptical about Mikey Botlez being in 108 out of 108, but I'm 101, just pointing that out. But also that he's 108th, but he's at positive points.
That is nice. I do like
Yeah.
having everybody at positive points.
Brian Heller posted on the Facebook page earlier today talking about if people like the point system. My feeling is I don't really know anything about the point system because I don't think even if I knew it, I would be the best person to explain it or tell you whether or not it's fair. But I really think that the negative points last year deterred a lot of people from maybe making picks here and there. They were like, you know what? I could make all my picks and still end up in negative points, you know? I only kept doing it because why not? But it was kind of disconcerting to be getting big chunks of negative points every week when I could just not make picks and gain ground if somebody else had negative picks. You know what I mean? So that part I like. Again, whether or not the scoring system is fair, I guess time will determine that. And I figure that'll work itself out. But what about the other thing that Brian Heller pointed out? Corey, you commented on it as far as the replacing players, like if somebody drops, or Jaimen, actually, you had a scenario where that happened. What happened there?
So I chose James Proctor, and he played the first round and then dropped after the second.
I did tell you guys it was a gamble during the draft. I'm just saying, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Instead of using him, he was replaced with Kyle Cline, who is the same rating as he is.
You said he played the first round and then dropped?
Yeah. Yep. He had like a shoulder problem.
Did you get his points for round one and then the replacement players for the rest, or just the replacement players? Do you know?
Just the replacement players. None of your points are cumulative round to round. It's just like speculative until it's over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was just replaced. It was nice because it's like, that's not something that I can do anything about. You know what I mean? I just got the unlucky thing of choosing somebody who got hurt. I never minded, getting that negative 250 or whatever it was if I just like forgot to check my picks on a Thursday and the tournament started on a Friday and I had somebody who wasn't playing. That's on me, but like there's nothing you can do about it. Like it's a completely out of my hands situation. It certainly makes that week kind of a wash. You don't care nearly as much.
I also had James Proctor, and I agree with everything Jaimen said.
Does anybody not like it?
I like it overall because I feel like the situation that Jaimen was put in is like the most common, and like I said, there's like nothing you can do about it. But it's like playing devil's advocate. I'm curious how, and not that it really makes a big difference like over the course of the season, but like if you picked a 1030 rated guy and he dropped and there was, multiple other 1030 rated guys, like how is it picking which one? Because like what if, and I feel like not all 1030 guys are created equal, but I mean, it's like the only thing you can really calculate or.
It's the fairest metric that they could use for SkipAce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like doing what you can with what you got.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a half punishment. Like we're not choosing somebody based on the chorus, we're choosing something based on that. I think in that comment I used the example of Andrew Presnell and Eagle McMahon. They're 1 point off of each other, but I'd be pretty annoyed to have Andrew Presnell at like the DDO if Eagle got hurt. But it's still better than nothing. Also, maybe pertinent information, I still finished in like 52nd place. So it's not like, it wasn't a giant net positive or anything.
Not bad this year. That'd be terrible any other year.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Cline did pretty well. It didn't hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other alternative I'm seeing is like if a player actually plays, then DNFs is they just get 0 points. I think negative 250 is like way over punishing.
Yeah.
I don't know that getting 0 points over getting an alternate swapped in is better, but it seems like another alternative.
That actually happens in the Elimination League.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 5 of my fucking players that I drafted weren't playing that first event, and Sullivan Tipton dropped out like Friday. So I didn't know about that, and there was nothing I could do about it by the time I found out.
You reminded me of something, Jaimen. Kristen messaged me during the week. My feeling was once we drafted, between draft day and the first disc thrown, everybody is free agents, right?
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah, right?
I didn't try, but I would assume that, yeah.
I swapped out a couple bench players. I couldn't find anybody good enough to replace my starters. That's probably why I came in first. But I'm just teasing. She was like, can I pick people up? And I was like, yeah, right? Am I wrong there?
I would assume, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't try, but I would imagine.
Leading up to the next event, we got to let the whole waiver thing resolve.
That would just apply to her players that are going back into the available group, right?
Assuming that's how it ends up, yeah.
Right.
I thought it would apply to all players, no? Or just hers?
Oh, I have no idea.
I think the waiver would apply to everybody.
Usually.
After the first event, like up until the first event, after everybody's drafted, I thought it's like kind of a free-for-all. If somebody didn't pick somebody up, just grab them. But I don't know. Jason, what are your thoughts on all this?
I don't have an opinion yet.
Okay.
Time will tell.
What about 108 players, dude?
Yeah, I was looking through, like, my first guy was like, oh, somebody's like just creating a bunch of all counts or has like some kind of bot going. But I went through and some of the names are a little suspect, but there's actually a lot of people that I recognize that didn't play previously. So maybe there's just a lot more interest. We do share it on social media on Facebook. Discap has a few thousand followers there, and we have listeners all around the world. So who knows?
Slovakia.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these sound Slovakian, so.
Kevitron 81. Come on.
Yeah.
Who's that guy? All right, well, let me go over some results real quick. Like I said, we had 108 players. Mikey Botlez, I can't say it enough, 108th place with 384 points.
DFL.
Yeah. If you could get that in a fifth time, that would be cool.
I came in 101st with 638 points. I'm just going to go through the next 50 to see if anybody else. Turtles in Your Face in 99th place.
Wait, did you skip over Kathleen Bemis?
I didn't want to mention Kathleen Bemis in 107th, but at 508 points.
Smoked Mikey Bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, comfortably in 107th.
Let's see. Little Jerry Seinfeld at 702. Jason Lasasso, 92nd place with 730 points. Blaine Iron Eyes Mandriza in 90th. Lefty Flick 21, 88th. Tucker Rules. Is that Tucker Kozlowski, we think, in 87th?
Or at least a Tucker aficionado.
Yeah, I thought I saw Tucker's name somewhere on there, and that was a Tucker fan.
Ryan Nelson is in 86th place with 809, though. The points aren't that bad. Jacob Dunbar, 82nd. One half of Camel Case Corey Tim Goyette in 79th. Tied with Highland Mike Warner with 858. Zach McDonald, 77th. Quit Looking at Me Swan in 77th place, tied with Zach. Rob Wiesa of Mississippi in 75th.
Ain't heard my name yet.
The Ace Pop Podcast.
Hey, yo, shout out.
Do we know them?
I'm pretty sure I looked them up. As I started vetting some of these names, that one seemed the most obvious one to check out, and I thought I found something.
Did you say something about Canada? Was that them?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Was that what it said?
Yeah, I thought you said something about a Canadian.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm assuming BC stands for British Columbia.
Or Before Christ. One of the two.
Could be. Context clues, though, I don't know. It seemed like it might be British Columbia.
All right. Awkward, but 69th place, Jess Lasasso. I didn't think there'd be a nice on that one.
Nice.
Brian Bickersmith in 65th place. Here's Tucker in 63rd.
Yeah, there you go.
Amanda Dunbar, 61st place. Evan Parsley in 58th. Kristen McDonald, 56th. Randy Bobandy, 53rd. These are coming Fast and Furious now. Jaimen Hume, lowercase j, uppercase h in 51st place.
I did that in something else the other day. I was like, fucking shit. I figured it out. It's because when you're texting, it capitalizes the first letter, but not the second one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I capitalize the H, but not the J anymore, because when I'm using my phone, it capitalizes the J for me. So I think I'm just in that habit.
Well, you did break the 1,000 points. You were at 1,009. Devin Lamke in 52nd place is 1,005. Top 50, unfortunately, in 50th place with 1,011 Flying Squirrel. Yvonne Marmuda in 47th place with, is that a gig? 1028? No, that's 1024, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know the math. Sparky Spaulding in 45th place. Mike in 40th, just because Mike. 39th place, Corey Cook.
Hey, yo, front page, baby.
37th place, Drive for Show, Putt for Dildo. Kenji Cline in 33rd. The Mysterious AJ in 29th.
I'll go back. We got Jack Straw from Wichita. That's pretty cool.
Where was that?
32.
Oh, is he from Wichita?
That's the song. I don't know who Jack Straw is, but
know.
there is a song, Griffin Bed.
No, I appreciate it. Kevin Shopmeyer has a star, so I pointed him out.
Yeah, let's not get too farther up or too much further up this list before we point out the fact that it seems like a lot of these star people are on the front page and towards the top. Is there some type of like pay to win AI system built into these these stars?
I'm in 101st place, Corey, and I got a star this year. Do I blow that out of the water? Or no?
Good point. Yeah, all right, never mind. Move on.
I think you might be looking at people who are willing to spend money on SkipAce probably spend a lot of time paying attention to SkipAce.
Or they're getting fed insider knowledge about picks.
Or they had a podcast and they had to run an elimination draft.
That's also possible.
25th place, we got Mike Schwartz, Joe Gaspardi in 19th, Kyle Hirsch, the Reaper in 18th place, Alex Potts in 17th. So far, the leader, the podcast leader. 16th place, I haven't said it in a while, Ryan Travis, 148343. The other half of Camel Case, Corey Bryan Monahan in 13th. Brian Heller in 8th.
You should say the full top 10.
Top 10.
These people we don't know.
Bobby Orr is in our group now.
Top 10, Rob Orr, Bobby Orr.
We know that guy?
Hockey player, right?
NHL Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
He's out here making picks. What do you mean he's still
He's
alive?
making picks. He's got to be.
That's fair. Max Horowitz in 9th, Brian Heller in 8th, or Desi in 7th with 1305, Travis Bashore in 6th. He was dead last year, so that's a move up.
He probably has more points this year than he had all of last year in 1 week.
He had like 200 something, yeah.
Yeah.
Crushing it.
5th place with 1339, we got Matthew Jenkins, Leroy's brother. Leroy. 4th place with 1,401 points, we got Biggs. 3rd place with 1,408 points, Brandon Cline.
Damn.
2nd place with 1,412 points, BTB. And in 1st place with 1,458 points, Can You Putt? Any idea who that is?
No, I can though.
I can't.
All right. Well, the important thing to note is what? 2 of these get eliminated, 2 of the point totals. So people could still jump in if they want. We've already got 108.
It's true.
And what's it? 1458 is in 1st place and 3 something for 108th.
I thought it was like 500 something.
No, Cat was 5 something. Mike was like 384.
384.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, but the next one up is 500.
508 was in 107th place, yeah.
Yikes.
It's crazy. I think a lot of this stuff will work itself out, but we'll revisit definitely the elimination draft next week and see what is what.
It's got me paying more attention to the Pro Tour than I did last year.
It's got me paying exactly the same amount of the Pro Tours I did last year. Anything else on SkipAce? Any other questions or concerns? All right, Jason, what's your battery at?
It's getting pretty low.
Real quick, next week, will there be any fun stuff we can do with that poll from a few weeks ago? I saw that it ended and I forgot to participate.
Possibly. It's a lot of information. It's like a lot of open-ended answers that we're working on summarizing. So like most of the statistical data, the charts and stuff, that's pretty straightforward. I can share that. But there's a lot of other information we're still kind of going through.
Well, that's fine because next week I just realized we got New York Team Challenge, so there might not be a lot of time for it, but good to know.
I have all the charts done for like the closed questions, so I can send those to you and we can discuss those. The other thing I want to mention is, I think I said it last week, but Mindkill Pro Side registration opens up this week. So when this airs, I think actually, it'll be open to whole sponsors, women, and 970 rated pros.
Can we sponsor whole without signing up for it?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Other than that, I got nothing.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason.
All right. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Later, guys.
Peace.
Evan, you got a Winter Battle Royale update?
We do have an update.
There were 8 players left, am I correct?
Yeah, 8 of the original 11.
There was one match since the last time we talked. Was that an elimination match or just a winner's bracket match?
No, still in the winner's bracket. That did happen this past weekend, just yesterday actually, at Central Park from the Blue Tees. Number 7, Bryan Monahan, and number 11, Dennis Daly, finally got their match that had been postponed a couple times. And it was still kind of up in the air because yesterday was pretty cold and pretty windy, but they did get out there. And Bryan took that one down 3-2. Looks like they had a good back and forth. Technically not an upset based on the seeding, but I think a lot of people expected Dennis to win that one. On paper, Bryan has the same rating I do at the moment, but I think he's definitely a better golfer than that. And I think this season, once he gets some tournaments going, you'll see that number go up a little bit. So it sounds like they had a good back and forth. And congratulations to Bryan Monahan.
Well, you said Dennis was the guy who just got seeded 11th, right? Because he didn't show up for the initial one?
Yeah, he missed the seeding match. I think that's when he was on a cruise.
With Corey. No, I get you.
So, yeah, Dennis is definitely a good disc golfer, and I think a lot of people were looking at Dennis and Josh to get to the semifinals. But if Dennis wants another shot, he's going to have to come out of the loser's bracket.
So there's one matchup in the winner's bracket in the green, which is like the semifinals or round 3?
The green bracket, the semifinals, round 3, I don't know. You'd have to ask Cline, but I know that it's a different list of courses, and the early reports are that they're leaning towards Greenville, which I think would be a great place for a match like that. Josh definitely has some impressive distance, and some of those holes would lend itself to that, but also some great wooded holes, and I think it would be a really good match.
So that's Josh Lee and one half of Camel Case Corey, Bryan Monahan in the winner's bracket. The loser's bracket, we're looking for Tim and Erich. They have to match up to find out who plays Tim Goyette, and Branden, Cline, and JJ have to play to determine who plays Dennis, right?
Correct. And I think some of those, just with scheduling, was tough to get some of those done. But I know that Branden and JJ were looking at playing, well, it'll be the day this airs. I think they were going to shoot for Friday. And Tim Martino and Erich Struna haven't nailed it down, but they said they're definitely looking to get it done by the weekend, if not sooner. So then we can move ahead a little bit with the loser's bracket. And those are both elimination matches. So we'll see what happens.
So by next week, we could be down to 6. But we'll take it if we're down to 7 because we just want movement. That's all. We're not looking for anything crazy here.
I forget the original over-under on when this would all wrap up, but
I had December, so we'll see. All right. That's good. Putting leagues. As we were recording, I saw Northway did a post about it. It's got one more week left.
Yep. This Wednesday is the last week. So by the time this airs, it will be over.
Okay. Well, then what we'll do is I'll do like a voiceover, given the results. And then next week, you can tell us all about how it went.
Okay.
Because I don't know where you're at. I saw that it was posted and I saved it, but I haven't actually looked at it. So I'm going to guess that you did pretty well. But
Yep. Unless I really screw this up.
Awesome. Gail Catherine Ware posted an update for week 11 of the 12-week-long Northway Brewing Putting League on the Glens Falls Disc Golf Facebook page. Your week 11 winners in the junior division, Maceo Berry came in 3rd place, Granger Hill in 2nd, and your junior division winner for week 11 was Benjamin White. In the ladies division, Farah came in 3rd place, Kat Bemis in 2nd, and Amber Stout is your winner with 11 points. In the men's division, Adam Nelson and Tyler Calzada tied for 3rd place with 16 points, and Joe Riley and Jaimen Hume tied for the win with 17. For the overall leaders, your 10 best weeks are used to determine a winner, so these are the results with 1 week dropped. In the junior division, Ryder Birch is currently in 3rd place, Benjamin White in 2nd, and it looks like the junior winner will be Granger Hill regardless of the final week's results. In the ladies division, Kat Bemis is currently in 3rd, Caitlin Clay is in 2nd within 6 points of your leader, Amber Stout. Top 3 in the men's division, Miguel Thomas is in 3rd, Tyler Calzada is in 2nd, he's within 7 points of the leader, Jaimen Hume. It'll be interesting to find out what scores get dropped and who ends up winning in the ladies and the men's divisions. Melvin Throws is finishing up tomorrow. They've already finished up the season with the doubles. This week, I think they're doing a singles to finish it out, like a singles tournament. The final week of doubles at Melvin Throws Putting League, Mark Ox and Sam Richter came in 3rd place, getting 11 points. Joe Jaskolka and Robbie H. came in 2nd for 13 points and $11. But Kathleen Bemis and Nick Warren take the win, worth 15 points and $50. Ashley P. won the swag box and got a Glow Rock. Travis Bashore won the 50-50 for $50. And Robbie had 10 pulled tabs. Not quite sure what that means. The overall standings for the first season of Melvin Throws Putting League, 3 players tied for 5th place with Mark Ox, Nick Warren, and Joe Jaskulka each finishing with 53 points. Steve M. came in 4th with 55 points. The Tower of Power, Jason Gorsage, came in 3rd place with 66 points. He won $10, which he then donated back to the Legion. Robbie Hendricks came in 2nd with 71 points, getting $25. And your winner with 83 points, taking home $75, Samuel Jonathan Richter. Overall for the season, $385 was raised for the Legion. Corey, did you like the idea?
Yeah, I did. I 100% did. If I lived closer, not that I would advocate for it, or if it started earlier, then it would make more sense for me to go. But I just don't like getting home at like 9:30 at night.
Yeah. So it looks like it was a success. I mean, it had a respectable number, but hopefully it comes back and hopefully it can grow. Skylands had their monthly. They were going to do it at Wolf Woods. I'm going to go down the list. Has anybody here played Wolf Woods, which is adjacent to Warwick? Corey, have you?
No.
You know where it's at, though, right? It's over by, what, hole 15, 16?
Yeah, I've seen a couple holes over there. Every time I've been there, though, it just looked like overgrown or whatever. So I never really got to like check it out.
Alex, I know you've only played Warwick a couple times.
Yeah, no, I have not made it out for that one.
Randy?
No, and I've never even been to Warwick.
You've never been to Warwick?
No, it's like far away.
Jaimen, have you played Wolf Woods? I thought you'd be the most likely.
No, I've not. I've seen several of the holes by getting into really annoying spots on like 14 and those kind of things, but I haven't played the actual course.
Evan, have you played Warwick at all?
No, I have not.
Okay. Because of the weather, they ended up not doing it at Wolf Woods. They did it silver at Warwick. Brian Heller posted on the Skylands page, 35 came out to brave the cold and the wind. Dulcie Kogut came in 2nd place in the C pool. John Gutheim was your winner with a 64. In the B pool, 3 players tied for 3rd. Jeff Levin, Steve Singley, and Zach McDonald. Michael Pereira came in 2nd place, and Leighton Brinster won the B pool shooting a 52, which I believe would have been good for 2nd in the A pool. I actually got to play with Leighton, and the weather conditions were not ideal for scoring, but he played well. I did outdrive him on hole 18 with my Brinster Destroyer. 2 players tied for 3rd in the 8 pool, James Kalinsky and Joey Apples. Troy Andretta came in 2nd, and Steve Brinster won the 8 pool with a 50, 2 strokes better than his son, who I outdrove on 18. The March monthly will be at Buzzy's on the 16th. Let's all hope for better weather. So I did end up playing, and I ended up beating Brian Heller, so I'm just saying. I'm the worst, because you don't really want to play against me, because all the time I should be practicing, I'm editing a fucking podcast, so... I'm the guy that you should beat, but if you don't, you didn't have a good day. If nobody has anything else, you guys want to do a quiz?
Down.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to do? You want to do 3 and 2?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
What's a good matchup?
I don't know.
If I knew the totals, that would help to determine what's the most fair matchup, but I don't.
What if, 3 and 2. Last time we did 3 and 3, right? It was more even.
Yeah.
So what if we do, shit. I still think me and Jaimen, separate teams.
All right.
But I almost feel like on this thing, it's the best thing to have us on the same team.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I was thinking.
Lest somebody has to be stuck with us solo.
Great point. Okay, no, Jaimen's definitely the voice of reason here.
Corey and Jaimen, who do you want as your third?
Who do you want to drag down? Like, who would be the funniest to drag down in the situation? Who's going to say, oh shit, or damn the most if we say their name? Randy sounds like he'd be the person to say damn most, actually, don't think about it.
Yeah, I'm really upset thinking about this.
Yeah, Randy's not making eye contact right now. That's
But do you really want Alex and Evan on a team?
Well, if we're dragging somebody down, we need somebody to be dragged down against.
Good point. I'm so confused right now. You guys pick.
I say let's do that. Let's take Randy and we'll let Alex and Evan play together.
All right.
I feel like Alex is the youngest here and Evan is the oldest, so why not match them together?
So you guys are C junior, and you're going first because, against Alex and Evan.
We get the AMP, EMP.
Yeah. A and P now because that's just Alex.
EA Sports.
It's in the game. EA
game.
Pots. No. EAP?
EAP, yeah, we're both P.
Sure.
EAP. All right. So, as you guys know, disc or no disc, we got 3 categories. The first 2 to get picked will be used tonight. The third one will be stashed away for a later date. C Junior, what would you like? Category 1, Category 2, or Category 3? Which I already know what Corey's going to pick, but...
I'm going to pick Randy.
Like I have to pick, or like that's the category?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought because it was Dale Day. I didn't know. I assumed. But
We'll do it for Dale. We'll pick 3.
all right, doing it for Dale. All right, question 1, Category 3. Back when he was still known as Gordon Sumner, what frontman for the Police taught primary school in England? Back when he was still known as Gordon Sumner, what frontman for the Police taught primary school in England?
Shit, what's his name?
Corey, you got this?
No.
Sting.
Sting. The only thing that was coming to my head was Stained. It's like, that's not right.
Ooh.
It's been a while.
Nice.
Is the Sting a disc?
Yes, I know that for a fact.
Sure.
You guys agree?
Who makes it, Corey?
Discraft.
What year?
98.
Ace Race, November 7th, 2017, Discraft.
Ooh, okay. Close.
All right, EAP, Category 1, Category 2, or Category 3?
I don't know. What do you think?
No preference.
Let's do 2.
Sure.
All right, question 1, Category 2. From the Japanese for endure comes what word for a mercenary highly trained in martial arts and stealth? From the Japanese for endure comes what word for a mercenary highly trained in martial arts and stealth?
The stealth part makes me think ninja.
Yeah, ninja was the first thing that was coming to mind as well. I don't know how to come at the question from the other direction.
Yeah, my Japanese is not good. I think it's ninja.
Yeah, mine is non-existent, but ninja definitely seems reasonable. So let's go with that.
Okay.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Is the ninja a disc?
I believe it's Gateway.
I will believe you.
We'll say yes.
What year, Evan?
2018.
Same year as the Sting. Gateway Disc Sports, April 21st, 2017. I'm sorry, 1998 or whatever fuck Corey said. All right. C Junior, Category 2 or 3?
Jaimen.
Let's go with 2.
All right. Question 2, Category 2. What linguistic term for the performer of a verbal action sounds like an actor's representative? What linguistic term for a performer of a verbal action sounds like an actor's representative?
Agent?
Agent was the first thing that came to my mind after the second half of the question. A performer of, what'd you say, oral acts?
What linguistic term for the performer of a verbal action sounds like an actor's representative?
Verbal action.
That's a courtesy violation.
A performer of a verbal action. An agent? I can't think of another word that fits the representative part. Randy, are you on mute, bro?
No, I was just waiting for you to
You just think
wrap it up.
You know the answer?
No, all the other words I'm thinking of don't fit the manager of an actor kind of thing. So I kind of want to go with agent, but like verbal performers are like, you could be a dictator.
Well, I think it's talking of like parts of speech talk.
Oh.
So like the agent, like if you have agency, you're the one that can do it something. Does that make sense?
I think so. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't. But
I know I'm grasping at straws here. I'm just
but
like,
it is a disc, so like
oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm kind of
too.
down to just go with it.
Let's do it.
Yep, agent.
Is the agent a disc?
Randy says yes to that too.
I think it's dynamic discs.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
What year, Randy?
Ooh, like 2023.
Dynamic Discs, March 7th, 2022.
Ooh,
So close.
Yeah, I think it was in the Trilogy Challenge one year.
yep.
All right, EAP, what do you got? Category 2 or 3?
All right, your turn to pick.
Oh, it's my turn to pick?
Yes, I just decided that.
Let's go 3 then.
All right, question 2, Category 3. Vietnam as it really was declared the January 26, 1987 cover of Time magazine, accompanied by a photo of what film? Vietnam as it really was declared the January 26, 1987 cover of Time magazine, accompanied by a photo from what film?
So we're looking for a Vietnam movie.
Yeah, from the 80s.
This is not a strong category for me.
I'm stuck on the idea that it's a one-word movie title because may or may not be a disc. Can I hear it one more time, please, Pat?
Vietnam as it really was declared the January 26, 1987 cover of Time magazine, accompanied by a photo from what film?
I have a guess, Alex. I don't love it, but
It's more than I got.
All right, my guess is Platoon.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Thank you.
I have 0 additions for this, so if you're feeling good about Platoon, let's do it.
You guys agree?
Sure.
Is the Platoon a
Wow.
disc?
Seems like it could be a dynamic disc.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen it, but that doesn't
Me
mean
neither.
anything.
Although Platoon does seem to be more plural.
That was the one
Yeah.
that Willem Dafoe was in. I thought it was Apocalypse Now.
I don't know. We don't have a tiebreaker because I'm leaning a little bit no, but
I'm happy going with no on this one. I
Ugh.
think no is a good choice.
it could totally be dynamic. I know. I'm going to say no, and
Yeah.
I'll take the responsibility.
I'm happy going with no on this.
Okay.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
You are correct.
Good call.
Thank you.
We're tied at 4. CJR, category 2 or 3?
Was that one a category 2 or category 3?
That was category 3. There have been 2 questions in each category so far.
It's my turn to choose. I'm kind of leaning towards 2.
Do it.
So 2.
You guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Question 3, category 2. November 21st, 1980 answered the question, who shot JR when the season premiere of what long-running TV drama was shown? January 21st, 1980 answered the question, who shot JR when the season premiere of what long-running TV drama was shown?
80s drama TV? This is a Tim Goyette question. Or actually a Ken question.
1980s long-running drama.
Okay, so like, what were some dramas in like the early 90s? I'm hoping long running meant that it at least survived at least 10 years.
Wait, what was the year that it aired?
November 21st, 1980.
Okay, so it was probably way over by the 90s.
Yeah, we're all the same age. We're screwed.
Yeah. Golden Girls. Shit.
Who shot JR?
Who's JR in this scenario? Just in case I'm not understanding.
The person who got shot in a TV show.
Oh, God.
Nailed it.
It's not even like
No, it's not a
culturally
real
relevant.
person. It's like a character who got shot at the end of the last season. This is the season premiere that says who shot him.
It's definitely not Gilligan's Island, right?
That would be
All
a
right,
dark
so like
turn.
the answer is probably going to be a somewhat sneaky person. I think that's where we're trending.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we're just looking for the name of the show.
Yeah. Was there a show called Spy or something?
That was my initial thought, just based on it. I don't want to brainstorm too many other sneaky person names.
I don't want to just list all the discs.
There was like Spy vs. Spy at some point, but
Wasn't that a comic strip?
I don't know. It's older
Yeah,
than I
it's a
am. I know
great
that
show,
much.
right?
But Spy, I kind of like it.
It's all I can think of.
Sounds very Cold War-y to me.
If it's not the answer to this question, it'll surely be an answer to another question in this category. Yeah, sure, Spy.
You guys good?
Yep.
What do you got, EAP?
Do you know this one, Alex?
I have no clue.
Okay. Do you guys remember the episode of The Simpsons where they did Who Shot Mr. Burns?
I do remember that.
That was a takeoff of this famous episode, which was from the show Dallas.
Dallas. All right.
You guys agree?
Sure.
Is the Dallas a disc?
Maybe. Lone Star, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it seems like a slam
if it's
dunk.
going to be anybody, it's got to be Lone Star.
We've had 2 yeses already, but I don't know. I don't know if I love it as a city name, right? Does that word have any other meaning besides the city in Texas?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't know. You pick this one, and I'll go with you.
My instinct is no, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Lone Star. So I think I want to say no.
Dallas. Okay, we'll say no.
All right, let's go with no.
You are correct. All right. EAP, it's your category, but if anybody has any bonus points, this will be the
yeah.
time to use them. It's 6-4.
I know that I don't have any, but I don't know what they're used for or how you activate them.
If you
I
pick the
definitely have
correct
one.
Super Bowl champion, you can use a bonus. I'm just saying this is question 6, so this will be halfway.
All right, well, I don't have any, and it's our turn, so.
Yeah.
Category
I'm
2 or
happy not
category
using
3?
That answer confused me on category 2 and what direction that's going.
Yeah,
Unless
I don't
I'm missing
know.
something obvious about the word Dallas. So
Yeah, I don't know where that's going. So
I
let's
would
go
say let's go
category
back to 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Question 3, category 3. What mythic ship's prow was made of wood from the sacred talking tree of Dodona and talked to Jason and his crew? What mythic ship's prow was made of wood from the sacred tree of Dodona and talked to Jason and his crew?
So it's Jason and the Argonauts.
Agreed.
So it's the Argos. Is that the name of the ship? I think it is.
I thought maybe it was just Argo, like the Ben Affleck movie, but the S on it makes a lot more sense.
I don't know now. Like
As a
you said
Greek.
that and it sounds right.
Yeah, I don't know. That was what I thought. And then you said it with the S on it, and now I'm like, ooh, maybe it is that. So I don't know. I think it's Argo. But man, I don't know. Whatever.
I don't even know. Let's just go Argo.
Okay.
You guys go with Argo?
Yeah.
Is the Argo a disc?
Good call. I had it wrong.
Is the Argo a disc? I think probably not.
Yeah, I don't like it as a disc name.
It would be a cool, like, if somebody pulled that out of their bag, be like, oh, that's a cool, like, reference, or, you know what I mean? It's like a deep pull, but I don't know if anybody's out there making discs like that. I think no.
I'm happy saying no.
Okay.
You are correct. And it is 8-4. That was quick.
Always is.
I made the matchups too well.
Hey, you can do the same thing right back to us.
3 questions in each category. C Junior, category 2 or 3.
Randy, you're up, bud.
Let's go to 2.
All right. Question 4, category 2. The animal that stands for what zodiac sign is usually associated with the Nemean one slain by Hercules? The animal that stands for what zodiac sign is usually associated with the Nemean one slain by Hercules?
Randy.
What does Nemean mean?
Right.
Alex.
Don't tell him,
On the
Alex.
other team.
Corey, you know all the zodiac signs, right?
Sagittarius.
It's not that one.
Leo.
Maybe. Wait. No, I think you did it. I think it's a lion. Hercules had like a lion like hood.
That was my thought. I have one other thought, but
It's
Taurus.
Gemini's. He went and murdered twins.
twins? Oh, that's rough. I thought he just
we
like
had
knocked over some
Gemini.
scales.
That's already been a thing before. I remember that.
Yeah. Lion was my initial thought too.
No, that sounds really good.
Leo season coming up. Shout out to all my fellow Leos. Coming up in 4 months or so. Sounds like we're thinking Leo.
Lion.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know how the phrasing of the question
Yeah, what was
was.
it? Can you
but-
guys-
It's
again?
what he slayed.
The animal
Oh,
that stands
lion.
for what zodiac sign is associated with the Nemean one slain by Hercules? So we're looking for the zodiac sign.
So the
what
animal
is
that
our
stands
answer,
for
Jaimen?
it.
The answer is a zodiac sign, right?
I think Jaimen's right in that the question might be poorly worded, but we're looking for the actual sign.
So we're going Leo then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is the Leo a disc?
All right. Is a Leo a disc?
I
Mhm.
don't.
Ask the question.
Okay. It looks like the answer is yes, Randy or Jaimen. Way to answer the question. I was going to say no, but we've come across zodiac sign discs in the past, right?
We've definitely had questions with
Yeah.
zodiac like signs in them.
Yeah. Millennium's got stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, like
I
the
would expect a
Draco.
Leo over like a Sagittarius.
I could see it.
I could see a Gemini. What are the other signs?
Taurus, Cancer, Pisces.
Maybe some of those. So we're saying yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
XCOM discs, January 29th, 2024.
Okay.
All right. 8-6 EAP. What category? 2 or 3?
I don't really know what category 2 is.
I'm
So-
muted. Sorry. I was saying that I think I would probably do better at category 3. I'm not sure what they both are, but if my guess is right, I think I'll do better at 3.
Let's do that then.
Okay.
All right. Question 4, category 3. What type of plant or animal takes its name from the Greek for one who eats at another's table? What type of plant or animal takes its name from the Greek for one who eats at another's table?
All right. I have a guess based on what I think the category is and that answer. I think it's parasite.
Yeah, I like that. I was having trouble parsing the question, but when you said that, it definitely makes sense.
You guys agree?
Yeah, happy parasite.
Is the parasite a disc?
That could
Maybe.
be like a doomsday or something, right? Like it's kind of edgy.
Yeah, feels like you don't want a parasite hanging around in your bag, but I could see it being a disc. I absolutely could see it being a disc.
Yeah, my intuition says yes.
Let's do it then.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no.
Dang.
My intuition was wrong.
All right, CJR. It's 9-6. Category 2 or category 3? 2 questions left in each category.
Oh, that was a category 2 question?
Correct.
That was a category 3 question.
That was
That's
3.
what I meant.
Wait, so what was Leo?
2.
Leo was 2.
That was a 2.
Oh, Leo was a 2?
Yes.
I don't know what 2 is anymore.
Yeah, I haven't known what any of these are.
I know what 3 is, but
Oh, you do?
yeah, it's not going to help you.
Burn.
Oh, shit,
That's
Mr.
harsh.
Tough Guy. I'm not a big Mr. Category 3 guy, am I?
Yeah, sit this one out, kid.
Yeah. Okay, well, Jaimen, what are we doing?
3. Because Randy knows what that one is.
Question 5, category 3. Crickets make their trademark chirp by rubbing what together? The scientific term is stridulation. Crickets make their trademark chirp by rubbing what together? The scientific term is stridulation.
Their wings?
Their wings.
I thought it was actually their legs, but
So it's not their legs? Because I feel like, from what I remember from watching James and the Giant Peach, that dude was rubbing his legs together. No James and the Giant Peach enjoyers out there.
Of course, but
No, love
there's
it.
no time for Roald Dahl. So what this term was stridulation?
That's just a term for the act of rubbing together or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
but
It's
it also
called
has the word stride in it.
Good point.
So you guys do or do not know this answer because I don't know. If
Okay, so it's a movie title. So wings and legs is not helping me at this point.
Right, that's why I wanted to go with Wings, because I feel like Wings might be a movie title, something that I remember, but like Legs?
I definitely don't like legs for that. No,
I don't like it, but I feel like that's the right answer to like the cricket part.
it seems like way too easy of an answer though. Like, are we sure that there's not some other like fancy word for whatever might be growing on the side of their legs that they're rubbing together? Come on, Manny, you're a resident.
Dude, I have put
Fauna.
liquid paper on a cricket before just to see what happens.
You did what?
Sorry.
Throw a cricket with a piece of paper?
That was a quote from. It's not a quote from Step Brothers. They put it on a B. Anyways,
That died.
I have actually done research on crickets before, and I don't know what you call. So I guess stridulations could be extensions of their exoskeleton on their legs. I guess
Yeah. So is there a term for that thing?
it would be stridulations.
Okay. Question one more time, and then we'll like default to wings.
Crickets make their trademark chirp by rubbing what together? The scientific term is stridulation. STRIDULATION.
All right, let's go legs.
I've always been under the impression it's Legs.
Okay. Yeah. Legs.
Final answer?
Yeah.
No, oh my god, so bad. But yeah.
What do you got, EAP?
Fucking hell.
I mean, I guess it's wings. I 100% thought it was legs.
I think it's Wings. I thought it was Wings all along.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is the wings a disc?
Yeah. That's terrible.
Stridulation is just any body part rubbing together to make
Yeah,
a
the
sound.
stridulation is the rubbing, not the part. Is the wings a disc? Yeah, that sounds like
It sounds like a very good disc name.
it sounds like Yaikun or something. I don't know why. I say yes.
Yeah, I say yes.
You guys agree?
Mhm.
Yakun Discs, March 9th,
Good call,
2014.
dude.
I must have seen that somewhere. Maybe at the expo. I don't know.
All right, EAP, category 2 or 3?
I still think 3.
Yeah, you want to go for the 6 there?
Yeah, more so than the category 2.
Sure.
All right, question 6, category 3. What 2016 movie is about a young African-American named Chiron, whom we see as a young boy, as a teen, and as a 20-something? What 2016 movie is about a young African-American named Chiron, whom we see as a young boy, a teen, and a 20-something?
Do you know this one?
I don't off the top of my head.
Okay. I didn't see the movie, but I think it's Moonlight.
Yeah, that tracks.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is the Moonlight a disc?
Sure. I don't know. What do you think? Alex, you picked this one.
I don't know.
The actual phrase moonlight? I don't know. I think I don't know. Say no. Yeah, let's say no.
All right, sure.
You are correct.
Yay.
Yeah, I have done very little this this game, and I am not complaining about it.
All right. Question 5, category 2 for C Junior. What term for a top law enforcement official comes from the English for reeve of the Shire? What term for a top law enforcement official comes from the English for reeve of the Shire?
Sheriff.
I like it.
Yeah.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Is the sheriff a disc?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Sure is.
Can you believe we've never used it before?
Nope.
Yeah, actually I don't. That's crazy.
Dynamic Discs, December 29th, 2016. Does that put them at 8, Alex?
I have 13 to 8,
Yep. Okay.
and Alex is muted.
Thank you.
Final question, category 2 for EAP. What French company has been represented since 1894 by a puffy white mascot called Bibendum? What French company has been represented since 1894 by a puffy white mascot called Bibendum?
All right, puffy white mascots. We got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I think it's Michelin.
We got
I
the
think.
Michelin Man.
Yeah, I think it's Michelin. I never knew that he had a name, but
Me neither.
they're definitely French.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Okay.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Is the Michelin a disc?
That feels like a terrible name, but then again, Michelin, like the tires, are also the people who give out Michelin stars to restaurants. So
Called diversifying your portfolio.
I say no.
sure, let's do it.
You are correct. So does anybody know what the categories were tonight?
So I thought 3 was Oscar-winning movies.
That's what I would have guessed. Yeah.
The Sting, Platoon, Argo, Parasite, Wings, which was the very first Best Picture winner, and Moonlight.
Wings threw me because then I thought that's a TV show from like the 90s that I remember. But what was category 2? Was that TV shows?
Ninja, Agent, Dallas, Leo, Sheriff, Michelin. Anybody?
Are they characters from, I don't know.
They all have stars.
Boom. Ninja Stars. Agents represent stars. Dallas Stars, the hockey team. Leo is a constellation with stars. Sheriff has a star. And Michelin, as Alex said,
Wow.
gives out stars.
Damn.
Yeah, I was way off.
I like
Wish
it,
I'd
though.
figured that out in the middle of the game.
Yeah. I want to point out Riverside Park at Port Jervis. They got the Riverside Rambler, April 26, 2025. If you listen the day of release of the podcast, registration's open for sponsors. I think Saturday it opens for everybody. They're going to have Delicious Discs vending, CTP prizes, Field of Dreams, and trophies. Any other events that anybody knows about?
Dylan Reese's Empire Open registration opened up on the 1st.
With a little bit of a reduced entry fee.
Yep, $75. There's 3 people signed up right now. Dylan Reese in the Finger Lakes region, and then in the Mohawk Valley, which is CNY in Albany, is Jason Lasasso and myself. So I can tell you that after PDJ fees, it's more like $80. Or disc golf scene fees, same thing.
Did you see Disc Golf Scene's got a new site? It's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
It does.
I think it's better.
It looks more mobile-centric, which is kind of whack when viewing it on a PC, but...
The search function works, which is much better.
Does it work, or does it just not, when you hit enter, it doesn't like try to search for something stupid, like open up some random event or something like that?
It works better than it used to.
Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
It's definitely mobile friendly, and I find it good for browsing stuff, but for putting in tag scores, I much prefer the classic view, but apparently that's going away, so oh well.
Yeah, I signed up for the Riverside Rambler, and I kept it at classic view, but like Evan said, it's a temporary thing. You're not going to be able to use that anymore soon.
I think when I showed that to Branden Cline, his phrase was out of my cold dead hands. So some people like the classic view. I know Kenji's a big proponent of it.
Well, he's noodle arm Branden Cline until he beats me in a match play. I'm just saying.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, I did just switch back and forth, and I don't know. I like the classic view better.
Well, it's
Not
also
on
something you're
mobile.
used to.
Yeah.
Pat, when this airs, we'll be a couple days away from Prospect Park doubles coming back. March 10th is, I think he said, just kind of a shake the rust off, play twice around the original Mount Ida 9-hole loop. He's not doing points this year, but there will be ace pot CTPs and maybe some fun and interesting rounds to come.
So thank you, Alex, Jason, Randy, Evan, Corey, and Jaimen, and sweet up Hudson Valley. Any birthdays that we forgot?
Actually, we do have 2 big birthdays coming up by the time this airs. We got Bryan Bickersmith, whose birthday will have been Thursday, and Tim DeFranco's birthday is on Friday, March 7th.
Nice. Rob Valecki, I think, had a birthday recently as well. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Pat.
I'm just now checking SkipAce for the first time since like Saturday. So we'll see.
Is anybody else having trouble setting their roster for next week for the Elimination League?
Were you eliminated? Is that why you're having a problem?
I don't think so. I was third from the bottom, so I think I'm all right.
How do I know? Oh, standing. That's the word I couldn't think of.
Is the standings a disc?
Right
Don't
now,
think
everything
so.
is NA'd. Is that?
Yeah, like I've got a
Same
whole
here.
bunch of players that I could theoretically claim. I can claim my own players, but then it says, what does it say? The draft league roster ID field is required.
Well, there's another option for waivers.
Well, I don't have anyone on my roster right now.
I have this weird feeling that you got eliminated.
Right now, it's showing Kristen.
Yeah, it looked like it was Kristen.
I've got nothing in standings, just literally NA for everything.
Yeah, but if you go to live scoring,
Yeah, go to league and go to live scoring.
Oh.
Because it hasn't finalized or whatever. Yeah, I am fourth from the bottom, so maybe it cut off the bottom half.
Oh, I see that.
So if I go to team and then lineup, it shows me, and I can move people from the bench, and
yeah,
I
you
can
don't have
see
that
the schedule
Alex?
for next week.
No, I have no one in my lineup.
It says roster unlocks in about 8 hours on Tuesday, March 4th at 4 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, but I should have the people that were on my roster still on my roster, right?
Oh, in theory, but they've been having a lot of problems. So
Yeah.
when is the next schedule? The next thing's not until the 14th, the Waco.
Yeah, Alex, I see you with no roster also, where everybody else does have one. That is weird. All right, it's not just you.
Okay.
It says I can offer you a trade.
I was just thinking that.
You want to trade somebody for somebody?
Who was on your team?
Isaac Robinson, Paul Macbeth, Silva Saarinen. Who else did I play? Holland Hanley.
I think maybe if Tim says washed too many times, you get eliminated. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so what does waiver order mean? Is that you get
That-
first pick?
If you're high on the waiver order, you get first pick.
Ah, so it's good to do good. It's not good to do bad.
Well, no, it's actually good to do bad.
No, because it says you're
Not really
on
bad.
waiver order.
What's that?
You're in first for waiver order. So does that mean you get first pick as a reward for getting first?
I don't think any of this is finalized because based on the scores, Kristen should get eliminated. Mikey Botles should have the first waiver pick.
Yeah, right now it's the opposite.
Yeah, and all of Kristen's players should be able to be picked.
Yeah.
So Mikey should be able to get first pick from whoever Kristen had, and then Randy, and then Alex, and then Jaimen, Jasan, Evan, Corey, Tim, and then finally whoever the guy who's in first place. I'm not naming names, but you know.
It's rigged.
No, it absolutely is rigged.
With Sarah Holcomb and Paul Ulibarri.
She got me -2 and he got me 82. So combined, they got me 80 points.
Got there.
It's in the points somewhere. I can feel it. There's some like algorithm in there. They got like one of those point things.
Does anybody have a problem with the point system? Having used it for a week, might as well talk about it.
I have not put enough thought into it, honestly.
Same. It's too complicated for me to.
I think it's far too early to have like significant thoughts about it.
It's all new to me, so I have nothing to compare to, but there's lots of numbers, and that's cool.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at it. I don't think, even if I had looked at it, that I'd have a...
Oh, God, that's worse, Corey.
Corey just turned his mic on for like a millisecond.
I think Corey's mic just exploded.
So, like, let's just say I could hit claim on a free agent right now.
You can't. It like throws you in. So I actually was wondering about this too. I'm trying to pull up SkipAce right now, but my computer sucks, so it's not working. I saw that Isaac Robinson was available, but then he was on Alex's team. But then I looked at the live scoring, and it said Alex was not last place. So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
We were talking about that before you got on. For some reason, Alex, his whole roster is gone.
Yeah, I have no one on my team right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that picture was about. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Collusion.
Well, as an experiment, I did just claim Isaac Robinson.
Did you?
But it's not like claimed. It
No, he
goes
just
like,
disappeared.
oh, because I did it earlier, but then if you go into the waivers, it's like nothing goes
Yeah.
until Tuesday.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so I did the same thing. I was like, fuck yeah, get lost, Evan Scott. And then, it's like pending or something. I don't remember exactly what it said, but
That'll be based on the order. So if everybody puts in a bid for Isaac, let's assume that Alex is going to get his player back, but assuming he doesn't, let's say he was the one eliminated. If everybody puts a waiver claim in for Isaac Robinson, then once it clears, Mikey Botles would get it because he has the worst record, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can pick up claims on anybody you want. It's just going to resolve using that metric as far as whoever has the worst record. My question is, with the elimination, is it the lowest score for the week or is it the lowest score overall after that week? You know what I'm saying? Like, will week one's points carry over to week two? And then
Good question.
if I do horribly, can I still be saved by the fact that I came in first this
I
week?
figured it's just week by week.
I figured that too, yeah.
That's what I assumed.
Otherwise, I'm screwed.
It seems weird. Let me see. Actually, just to clarify, in this guillotine draft, teams with the lowest performance are eliminated each event. Make sure to strategize not only for the immediate gains, but also to avoid early elimination. So that's why when I did the poll on the Facebook page, I didn't pick who would win because really it's random each week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could have a powerhouse lineup and they just don't show up that week, literally or figuratively, you know?
Oh, literally. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, if they just don't show up, they call in sick, but I don't know. I was really hoping that it would be cumulative. Darn it.
He could go mobile, right? We did have that guy
Oh,
go on his phone one time.
let's see what we got.
Oh, nope, not typing anywhere.
What about Corey? You know, there's a mobile app.
Oh, Corey's here.
He just popped on.
This might be really funny, actually.
You sound good now.
Yeah, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. Brief story real quick. It's kind of funny. I recently bought new computer parts for my computer, so I had it all torn apart last weekend. And whatever, put everything back together. You know, I'm playing my game. Some other punks that I'm playing against start harassing me because I'm not using my mic. And I'm like, they can't fucking hear me. My headset sounds weird. I ordered a new one, spent another $80 or some shit. So then today, I realized the mic's actually not working. I dig out my old trusty headset from before that was like all splinted and duct taped up to work.
Mm-hmm. I remember that one.
that's when I hopped in here earlier and it started screaming at you guys, but I was trying to use different plugs on my computer. So then I pull up the sound control panel, trying to like adjust the mic boost levels and stuff, and then it shows their icons as far as like what you have plugged in and where. And I noticed that my other headset was not being shown as plugged in. I had the microphone in the wrong hole in the back of the computer.
Plastic.
So
Troubleshooting 101.
yeah, I didn't realize I had to take a picture of the back of the computer before I took it all apart. I thought I was smart enough to put it back together, but I think I just rushed it all. So anyways, long story short, I'm sure I probably blew at your guys' ears a couple minutes ago, but also I just wasted $80 on a new headset that I did not need.
It was loud, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't like blowout loud, I don't think.
As soon as I came in, I saw like I saw the graph just go 100.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but it wasn't the worst thing ever.
Just so you don't feel so bad, you remember I had that problem with I couldn't hear the clips whenever I would play a clip from the soundboard, and that was just because I didn't check a box on the options. So, stuff, I didn't have to pay $80 to fix it, but I just spent 5 minutes researching one time, and I think it was Alex where I said at some point, check the options. I was like, I remember Alex saying check the options. I don't know, but sounds good now. That's good.